More than 5 years after it was announced, Gran Turismo has finally arrived on the PSP. It's not as fully featured as some of its predecessors, and the lack of a structured career mode is particularly unfortunate. However, with over 800 realistically handling cars of all kinds to put through their paces on 35 impressively varied tracks, an engaging challenge mode, and some decent multiplayer options, there's certainly no shortage of content. Since there's no career mode, much of your time is spent setting up and competing in one-off events. All of the tracks are available from the get-go, but you start with only one car in your collection, so job one is to earn some prize money and buy more. The easiest way to do that early on is in challenge mode. Much like the license tests in older GT games, challenges include everything from driving around a single corner to overtaking opponents while navigating treacherous bends. Traditionally, these challenges have been pretty tough, but here you can earn bronze trophies quite easily. It's only the golds that you really need to worry about. With some money in the bank, you can start adding to your car collection. Selecting the dealerships option from the main menu, you might initially be surprised that only 4 manufacturers are represented, and none of them ever have more than 10 cars in stock. Don't worry though, there are plenty more where those came from. It's just that different manufacturers rotate in and out randomly as you spend time playing, and their stock changes. Because your access to cars is limited in this way, the collection aspect is made much more compelling. And sharing with friends is something you'll want to do as often as possible. Every car in Gran Turismo is eligible either for sharing or for trade, and the former option lets you give cars to your friends without losing them from your own collection. When you and your friends aren't busy exchanging rides, you'll find that silky smooth multiplayer races for up to 4 players are generally more entertaining than those in single player. AI drivers, who can be used to make the numbers up in multiplayer races if you wish, don't put up much of a fight early on, but as you prove yourself on certain tracks, so you earn the right to face more competitive AI drivers on them. Gran Turismo does a good job of catering to groups of friends who have different skill levels, if they stick around for multiple races. Depending on which multiplayer mode you choose, you'll find that players who lose are subsequently given advantages in the form of head starts or superior cars. These options don't guarantee close competitive racing, but they definitely increase the odds that you'll spend some time jostling for position. Races are the only option available to you in multiplayer, but when playing solo, you can also choose time trials or drifting events. Here, you earn points for performing drifts in track sections that are marked with flags. It's a lot of fun, and since every point you earn is doubled and turned into money at the end of the event, it can be a good way to make some quick bucks. There are plenty of great locations to race at, and they're divided up into 4 categories for ease of navigation: real circuits, city courses, original courses, and finally dirt and snow courses. These tracks offer plenty of variety both visually and in the challenges that they pose. If you're struggling to win races, you might be able to improve your times by tuning your car's performance. Unlike previous games in which you could purchase upgrades for your cars, here you just get a maximum of 8 variables to tinker with. Changes have a noticeable effect when you take your ride back out on the track, but it's worth mentioning that for some reason, only up to 30 cars that you've designated as favourites can be tuned this way. Car models are sharp and nicely detailed, both when you view them in your garage and when you take them out to race. The tracks and the surroundings are also impressive, and while they don't always hold up to close scrutiny, they're generally whizzing by quickly enough that you won't notice. While it lacks a number of the features that the series was built on, Gran Turismo still has a lot to offer for anyone who's ever had a poster of a car up on their wall or dreamed of taking a supercar for a test drive. This isn't just a good game in its own right, it's also a tantalizing appetizer ahead of the Gran Turismo 5 main course that's coming to the PS3 next year. Cars that you collect in this game can be transferred to your GT5 profile when the time comes, and that alone makes this a game that you're going to want to spend a lot of time with.